can't never predict what a cat's going to do. Hold on. I need to start getting me some intro music. I wish I would have thought of that. That's what I should have done leading into this. Crazy. Then the cat, right when I wanted to go live, freaking cat decides to use the litter box, and loudest of all time, of course, right when I go live. So I'm going to do like Pete does, and before I actually go live, like set up like a pre-live thing where I'm playing like my favorite music, and I like late 90s, early 2000 contemporary rock. So I'm going to have that set up for y'all next time. Slowly but surely, I'm learning the live game, and we will have it down to a science. What's going on, Mountaineer fan? Thanks for stopping by. So I decided to do this impromptu live show because I saw some breaking news today about the Pac-12 championship. So that got me to thinking I wanted to talk about Championship Saturday real quick. So the news out of the Pac-12 is Washington will not be able to play in the Pac-12 championship because they're not going to have enough offensive linemen healthy. They tested positive for COVID. The symptoms are mild, so they're not having any terrible issues, but they can't play. So insert Oregon, who's 3-2, and they're going to take on USC. They're undefeated. I think the last playoff ranking had USC up to 15. The interesting thing was the opening line on this game is USC is only favored by 3.5. Like that surprised me because Oregon is not a very good football team. I know USC is up and down, and I know that their quarterback Slovis has been good, but not great. But 3.5 against Oregon, I think that's a little too low. So I'm going to talk about betting tonight as well, too. I'm going to talk about betting against the spread. So my first pick, like without hesitation, I would take USC and lay the 3.5. I think they're going to beat Oregon. I know Oregon is going to be playing with some passion, and they're going to be very, very happy to be there. But trust me, USC is going to be there to make a statement, and Oregon will pay the price. I think USC will win by 2 touchdowns, to be honest with you. So that's the easy bet for me. Take USC, lay the 3.5, and go to town. But yeah, Washington not healthy. I feel bad for him. When you really think about it, it kind of sucks whenever a team makes the news because of the pandemic. But it's news. So as a sports a person obsessed with sports, you can't really think about that. You just gotta roll with it. Dander says Pac-12 so sorry. They've been sorry for the past 5 years, I think. Scott says, I agree about USC. I believe Notre Dame gets the game closer than expected against Clemson. I'm about to talk about that here in a little bit. I'm going to talk about that spread as well. I just wanted to, right off the bat, talk about the Pac-12 championship game because, Washington out, Oregon's in, and the spread is really low. So that kind of raised my eyebrows. I think USC will win that. The next game for Championship Saturday, number 14 Northwestern. And yes, I write stuff down. Like, that's my go-to. Number 14 Northwestern, 6-1 against number 5 Ohio State, 5-0. This is the biggest opening spread line out of all of the championships on Saturday, and that includes the SEC, Alabama, Florida. That shocked me. I thought Alabama, Florida would be the biggest spread of any of the championships. No, this is it, the Big Ten. Ohio State is a 20.5-point favorite. How did they come up with that number? Okay, so rewind to when Ohio State played Indiana. The spread was like 20, 21 points, right? And at one time, they were up 35-7. But Ohio State's defense is trash. It is what it is. They're trash. And they allowed Indiana to get back in the game, and they had to stop them in the fourth quarter. They still won. Vegas doesn't learn from their mistake, and they're setting the line at 20.5. What has happened between then and now to make you believe that that's the right line? Michigan State? You think Ohio State whooping Michigan State is validation for a 20.5 spread line against Northwestern? That's silly, guys. Y'all are, everything that I've seen this year is inflating Ohio State. The media, the playoff committee, they're in love with Ohio State. Indiana is now all of a sudden one of the greatest opponents anybody played all year. Smashing Michigan State was, super amazing. Their defense looks legit. That's the only time that their defense has looked like anything. So I think the line is the same thing. I think it's another way for the media / Vegas / whoever to inflate Ohio State, to try to make people believe that they're one of the top 4 teams. Here's the thing. With the playoffs, this is one of those things where you got to put your money where your mouth is, okay? So even if they do get to the playoffs, they're going to have to play somebody, and they're going to get smacked around. And then everybody's going to look stupid for doing what they did. And I'm not here to just trash Ohio State. I'm just saying I'm sick of the playoff committee, Vegas, and everybody and their mom acting like Ohio State is a top 4 team. They're not a top 4 team. They haven't passed the eye test. They don't have the resume, and they've only played 5 games. End of story. Scott said, I just saw SMU won't play in their bowl against UTSA due to COVID issues at SMU. How would you even determine, is that bowl that close? I didn't even realize that. I mean, I know bowl season is relatively close, but how can you make that decision? I'm confused about that one. Mountaineer fan said, do you have a prediction for the next West Virginia basketball game? I will, but I'm going to put a video out on that. Hold on. Let me look at that real quick. Just give me 1 second. I was going to put out a video on that for tomorrow, but you put me on the spot. Let me check that out real quick. What day? Hold on. Let me see real quick. So we have, it might be tomorrow, actually. No, it's not tomorrow. That gummit. I know we don't play Kansas next. No, Iowa State. We get Iowa State at home. I think it's on Friday. Yeah, we get Iowa State at home on Friday. I'm going to put out a prediction video probably tomorrow. But spoiler alert, I don't think that'll be much of a game. College Basketball Kingdom, what's going on, man? Hey, man, I saw your video. Guys, go check out his channel. He's a young dude. He's got some editing skills. He's going to grow. He's going to get better. But he has a great base, a great foundation to be a good channel. Go check out College Basketball Kingdom. He's smart, and I can already tell by watching him. That was his first video that I saw today. I can already tell by watching. Scott, it would be chaos if Notre Dame, Ohio State, Texas A&M, and Cincinnati win on Saturday because 2 spots would be available. That is if Notre Dame wins against Clemson. True. I'll take that a step further. What if Northwestern beat Ohio State? Is that 3 spots open? What happens then? That's crazy. And then Dander says, everybody has been over backwards for the Ohio State, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it's the truth. I mean, even the Big Ten, their own conference, broke their own rule that they made this year just to get their baby, Ohio State, in the playoffs. And I get it. Ohio State has one of the best money-making fan bases, one of the best products, one of the best brands in college football. I get that. But there comes a point in time where you got to be straight with people. I mean, maybe America really is as stupid as they think we are, but maybe not. We need to speak up and tell them, we see what's going on. Stop treating us like idiots. I think, if Ohio State would have played their 6 games, would have went to the Big Ten championship, would have won convincingly, yes, I would be okay with that. But with the circumstances right now, with what I've seen from Ohio State. They're not a top 4 team. I mean, it is what it is. College Basketball Kingdom, thanks. I appreciate it. Hey, you deserve it, man. That was a good video. I could tell you put some work into that. Mountaineer fan, I will sub to College Basketball Kingdom. That's it. That's what I'm talking about. Go sub. Skylar says, loving the live streams, man. I appreciate it. And I think they're going to get better and better because y'all got to realize every day because I can go back and edit and fix mistakes. Once you've done a few, the nerves start going down. And that's why I've done so many. Dang, gone. Sorry, that was the internet. But that's why I've done 3 or 4 within 2 or 3 days. I'm trying to get the nerves out of the way. So my schedule, I'm actually going to have an actual schedule for my live stream. So here's what I'm going to do. After today, I'm going to start doing them on Tuesdays and Fridays. I'm not sure about the exact time yet. I'm gonna think about that. I'll let y'all know on my videos, but definitely Tuesdays and Fridays I will be doing a live show from a channel. It'll probably be a little bit later like this, maybe 10, not quite this late. This is a little too late, maybe. It's like 11 o'clock now. Maybe 10 o'clock. Tuesdays, Fridays, 10 o'clock. And like I said on my last live show, especially for my West Virginia subs, y'all need to go and follow the NBS Central Facebook group. Here's why. I made the announcement yesterday, but I didn't have a big, I have a larger group watching today, so I'm going to make it again. Next week, I believe it's Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, I'm going to have interviews with Will Greer, Rich Rod, and Pat White at 5 o'clock Eastern Time. It's going to be Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. But it's not going to be on my channel. It's going to be on the NBS Central Facebook group. So 3 letters, NBS, and then Central. That's a Facebook group. So go follow it whenever you can. And I'm going to, I'll be doing those interviews over on that. And we'll see if I can work something out for my actual channel. But for right now, they're hooking me up with that. I'm loving the interaction between you guys and College Basketball Kingdom. Y'all are subbing. That is the way family works. Dander says everybody has been over backwards for COVID. Athletes don't even get sick. That's debatable, but I'm kind of in the middle. I think it's a real thing, but at the same time, it's not as. I think it's super contagious like that, and it's real. I'm not saying it's not real, and it's super contagious, but it's the level of panic that the media and everybody is trying to instill that I don't buy into. I mean, use common sense, people. Just use. That's all I'm going to say. Use common sense. College Basketball Kingdom, the live streams are awesome. I appreciate that, and I will do my best to get better. Dander gets back. You are awesome. What is up with the screen freezing up? Well, it's my internet. I apologize. You know what? I'm glad you said that. Maybe if I scoot a little bit back to the left. I did that for the light, but you know what? I'll sacrifice some light for internet connection. So just give me 1 second. I'm hoping it doesn't mess with the mic. Give me 1 second. This is for the connection. Hopefully it doesn't freeze up anymore because I'm scooting closer to the router. All right. Dadgummit. Come on, you stupid thing. Yeah, right when I said that is whenever I had connection issues. I tried to scoot it closer and made it worse. Back to Scott. Even if Ohio State wins the Big Ten title game, they will be blasted by Alabama, Clemson. Yeah, once you get used to being live. Stupid connection. That thing is getting on my freaking nerves. I might scoot it back because it seems like that's made it worse. It's making me mad. That's the number one thing that makes me mad is internet connection. Y'all got to realize I live on this side, the main highway, 123 that goes through Pickens County is right on the back side. But I live off of a side road. So AT&T and all those big time, internet providers, not worth running a line because there's not that many people on this road. So I have satellite internet. So the fact that I'm even able to do this, I'm very, very thankful, because I didn't think that I would even be able to do a live stream because the internet is crap. So just try to bear with me if I do freeze up. I'll try to stop whenever I see the connection, saying unstable, trying to reconnect. That way I'm not losing y'all on anything. I'm just letting you know why. It's stupid satellite connection. Skyler says, I meant sub to college basketball station. I've been sub to yeah. Skyler says, I meant sub to college basketball station. I've been sub to yeah, you've been sub to me for a while. I'm thanking him, saying, holy cow, you're interviewing Willie G. Yes, Will Greer, Pat White, and Rich Rod. But that's not this week. That's next week. And it's not on my YouTube channel. It's on the Facebook group that I mentioned, NBS Central. So I am very, very pumped. Skyler says, hey, no problem, man. Appreciate your patience. All right, so let me get back to I moved everything. Let me get back to the spreads that I was talking about. Kind of got sidetracked here. All right, so we talked about the Big Ten championship. Northwestern, Ohio State, and Ohio State being a 20.5-point favorite. I still have Ohio State. Let me scoot this closer. I still have Ohio State winning, but I don't think they beat Northwestern by 3 touchdowns. I think they win by 10 points, maybe 2 touchdowns. There's a few regular season games mixed in with championship week. I might touch on that real quick. We have number 5 Texas A&M 7-1 at Tennessee 3-6. That's a makeup game. A&M a 14-point favorite. I would lay the points. I think A&M will be all over them. The Big 12 championship. This is going to be an underrated conference championship. Number 11 Oklahoma 7-2 against number 7 Iowa State 8-2. Oklahoma is opening up as a 5.5-point favorite. That is a rough line to pick. Vegas really thought that one through. Personally, I think Iowa State's the better team. Their defense is pretty much top 20 across the board. Brock Purdy has had an amazing second half to his season. I know I've said his name many, many times. Breece Hall, their running back. That dude should be a Heisman Trophy contender. I'm serious. He is a beast. He could be the difference maker. Oklahoma, their run defense and their pass defense has gotten very, very good. I think they're in the top 5 in run defense. So that could be the battle right there. Oklahoma's run defense against Iowa State's running game. But I still think Iowa State as a complete team is better than Oklahoma. So I would actually take the points and take Iowa State on the money line. The ACC Championship, Clemson, number 3, 9-1 against number 2, Notre Dame. They're 10-0. Clemson opening up as a 10.5-point favorite. I'm going to take the points. I still think Clemson wins, but I think 10.5 is a little disrespectful for Notre Dame. Even that half a point is enough for me to take those points. That's huge. That half a point is massive. I still think Clemson could win by 10 points, but that would be Notre Dame covering. So that's why I would take the 10.5. If it drops down to 10, that's whenever I might not take it. But 10.5 is perfect. That half a point might save the day. The SEC Championship, number 1, Alabama 10-0 against number 6, Florida 8-2. Alabama opening up as a 17-point favorite. Are you freaking kidding me? I think Alabama is going to beat Florida by 4 touchdowns. I mean, were they not watching what happened at the Swamp? I mean, seriously, LSU is not a good team, and Florida struggled. If you can make Trask struggle, Florida is not going to win. They don't have a good defense, especially their passing defense. And guess what? Alabama is freaking awesome in the air. Mac Jones, he's at the top of the list. I know Kyle Trask is up there too, but I'm talking about quarterback versus defense. Alabama's defense is fine, but Florida's defense is trash. 17 points is shocking to me. I think Bama is gonna beat Florida by 4 touchdowns. I'm just going to be blunt. Moving on to the AAC Championship. This is a very important championship. Style points will matter. These rankings, by the way, these rankings that I'm giving you are tomorrow the newest rankings come out. So these are last week rankings. Keep that in mind. Number 24, Tulsa, 6-1 against number 8, Cincinnati, 8-0. Cincinnati opens up as a 14-point favorite. If Cincinnati can cover that, and I think they can. Tulsa's tough. They really are, but they don't have a good offense. Cincinnati is a very well-rounded team. The thing that people overlook on Cincinnati is their defense. They allow less than 2 touchdowns as far as scoring goes a game. They're top 10 defense. And a lot of people want to point out, well, they're not in the Power 5. That doesn't freaking matter this year. They played Memphis. They played UCF. They played SMU. They played Army. All those teams are top 25 caliber teams. So don't give me that BS right there. The AAC championship game, very important. Cincinnati opening up 2 touchdowns. That's going to be close. I'm not going to touch that game. I think Cincinnati could blow them out, or it could be a close game. I think Cincinnati will win, and I think the more they win by, the better of a chance they have of sneaking into the playoffs. And then the last one. Well, let me talk about the other game real quick. 25 Missouri at Mississippi State. Missouri 5-4, Mississippi State 2-7. I don't even know what the line is. Give me Missouri by 3 touchdowns. Sun Belt Championship. Here's an underrated championship as well. Number 19, Louisiana. They're 9-1 against number 13, Coastal Carolina. 11-0. Coastal Carolina opens up as a 3.5-point favorite. That is a genius line by Vegas. The reason being, the last time these two teams played, it was at Louisiana, and Coastal Carolina won by 3 points. This time it's at Coastal Carolina because they get to host the championship game. So 3.5 is saying we believe that the game is going to be similar as the one last time. Louisiana looks really good. Their only loss was to Coastal Carolina. They beat Iowa State, so don't underestimate this Louisiana team. They're really, really good. I just like I like Coastal Carolina's. I like their coaching, Chadwell, and the quarterback, the kid. I think his name is Grayson. I can't think of it right now, but McCall, yeah, Grayson McCall. He's a really good quarterback. I think Coastal Carolina's going to cover that spread. I think they're going to win by a touchdown. And you know what? If Cincinnati, I've been pulling for Cincinnati this entire year, but I'll tell you what, if Cincinnati loses, Northwestern can pull an upset. USC lose. Notre Dame beat Clemson. Alabama do their part. Coastal Carolina has like this 1.5% chance of making it to the playoffs. They're number 13. That's not. I mean, I know that's like 9 spots away. That's not a significant gap, but it's not small either. But if some things were to happen, let's look at Coastal Carolina's resume. Well, if they beat Louisiana, they will have beaten them twice. Louisiana beat Iowa State. They also have that win over Appalachian State. They also have that win over BYU. And they also have a win over Georgia Southern, which is an underrated win. I'm telling you, Coastal Carolina's resume could look really good if they beat Louisiana and some of this other stuff happens as well. But, as of right now, if everything happens the way it's supposed to happen, then it's going to be Alabama. If everything happens the way it's supposed to happen, here are going to be your final rankings. Number 1, Alabama. Number 2, Clemson. Number 3, Ohio State. And number 4, Notre Dame. They're going to have Alabama versus Notre Dame in one semifinal, and then Clemson versus Ohio State in the other semifinal. And that's what they want to happen. So if what's supposed to happen happens, then how they want things to happen, that's exactly how it's going to be. Let me take a look at some comments real quick. You guys are really active tonight. I appreciate that. That is awesome. Let me slide up just a minute here. By the way, I'm on Twitter and I'm on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. So when was it? It was Saturday. I was giving out my koozies, and I wanted to give away as many as I can, so I'm going to give away like probably 10, but it's going to be up to you. So what I want you to do, if you want one of my koozies, let me get one real quick. I have them right over here. Give me 1 second. Yeah, I have on my nighttime slippers. I'm about ready for it. So there you go. There's my koozies. I showed y'all the koozies the other day. So hit me up on Twitter. Find me on Twitter. I'm still Golden Blue Dude on Twitter. I'll leave it up to you guys if y'all want to send me your address and I'll send it to you. But if not, I totally understand. You want to keep your privacy. I promise you that I would immediately delete the message after you send it to me if you want it. But like I said, totally up to you guys. Hit me up on Twitter if you want it. I just need your address so I can send it to you. You don't even have to give me your real name or whatever. I just need your address if you want it. So let me look at the comments real quick. Scott says, even if Ohio State wins... Oh, I already read that. Let's see. There we go. Nander says the interviews... Stop doing that. There we go. The interviews will end up helping your subscriptions. Well, I'm hoping I don't bomb them. That would not help. Skylar says that hat is absolutely awesome. Yeah, it's actually this is actually not from me. I didn't, I actually found a store called Dude online, so y'all could actually buy one exactly like this on that website. I don't own the rights or nothing. It just so happened to be the right colors and the right phrase. Garrett says Ohio State versus Northwestern game is a joke, a championship game with a huge spread. No, man, they did not learn their lesson with the Indiana game. Skylar says, oh, yeah, too bad they had to bend the rules to get Ohio State. Yep. Cyclones have looked great all December. They are playing their best right now. OU's gotten better, too. It'll be a great game. That's exactly what everybody's thinking. That we're getting the Oklahoma versus Iowa State matchup when they are playing their best. West Virginia, hey, I'll admit it all day long. We got smoked by Iowa State. It was like 42-6. We got smoked. Something like that. Oh, yes, I was about to talk about that. Good call, Garrett. Clark Leah, Notre Dame's defensive coordinator. Been distracted last Sunday's going to Vanderbilt. Now he's a Vandy head coach. That is exactly right. You beat me to the punch. Congratulations. You beat Golden Blue Dude. You can't have two wives. Someone will get shorted with the attention. I hope his head's in the game for Notre Dame's sake. Yeah, I think he'll be all right. It's a bowl game. Scott said, what's funny is Tulsa has a former Baylor quarterback, Zach Smith. I didn't know that. Anthony JCP. I don't know you, buddy. Are you a subscriber? I want to see you comment more, man. I don't know much about you. Unless you have another account on YouTube and you talk through something else. I don't recognize your screen name. I'm not trying to offend you. I just don't recognize your screen name. But he says, hey, Golden Blue Dude. Thank you for stopping by. What's up? I hope you like my content. College Basketball Kingdom. Baylor's basketball team looked more sound than Gonzaga in the games I watched. I really wish that Zaga-Baylor game didn't get canceled. You are spot on. And I watched your video earlier. And I'm going to plug you again, man. College Basketball Kingdom, guys. He made his first video today. A little nervous, but he has great content, and he edited it like a pro. And I can tell he's going to get better. So if y'all don't sub to him now, you're going to regret it. And he's awesome with basketball. Great analysis. Very smart. Knows his stuff. Skylar says, I need that hat, man, and the koozie. Well, the hat, just go on to Dude. It's online. For this, just go to for the koozie, just go to my Twitter and give me your address and I'll send it to you. But like I said, that's up to you. I'm not going to beg you for your personal information. Here we go. JCP's getting in. Mario Cristobal to Illinois is picking up steam. You know, I heard about that. I didn't take it serious at first, but it is picking up steam. Do you see how bad the Michigan situation is getting? Multiple players are going to transfer by Sunday. Yeah, he's actually Jim Harbaugh's on my list of coaches that should be fired. So we have South Carolina. They fired Will Muschamp, right? Well, they've already declared Shane Beamer. So Shane Beamer's going to South Carolina. He was the offensive coordinator for Oklahoma. Vanderbilt, they fired their head coach. Announced today, Notre Dame's defensive coordinator, Clark Leo, will be their head coach. And now Auburn has fired Gus Malzahn. Have y'all heard anything as far as top candidates for that? Because I haven't been keeping up with it, so I don't know if there's information out there and I just missed it. But the 3 teams that I have possibly firing their head coach, and one of them you'll be like, why? But the first 2, you won't wonder why. Number 1, Tennessee Pruitt. There's a huge outcry from the Tennessee fan base to fire Pruitt, and he's had a terrible season. I think it could happen seriously. And then, of course, Michigan, Jim Harbaugh. Guys, even if you don't count this year, even if you give him a mulligan this year, he hasn't won the Big Ten championship. He hasn't been able to beat Ohio State. He can't really connect. I think what his problem is, he can't connect with college football players like he can with the professionals. And I know he did okay at Stanford, but it wasn't the same as what he did at San Francisco. So I think Michigan and Harbaugh should part ways, and Harbaugh should head to a head coach opening in the NFL, and I think he'll do great. And then the last team, which might surprise you, Texas, Tom Herman. You're like, wait a minute. Texas is ranked. They're going to finish, 3rd in the Big 12. Hear me out. The Big 12 isn't elite like it usually is. Oklahoma has 2 losses. Iowa State, 2 losses. Oklahoma State fell off there at the end. So this is not the sample size that you want to really judge Herman by. What you want to judge Herman by is what he's actually done. He's had really 1 good season and then kind of average at best. I mean, if you're a Texas fan and you're okay with Texas being middle of the pack, a top 25 team every year, then yeah, Tom Herman, he's your guy. But if you want to get back on Mike Brown level, Texas, winning the Big 12, getting in the playoffs, competing for a national championship, it's time for you guys to part ways. You've given him a lot of time. He's had enough time to cycle in, cycle out, get his guys in. So there's no excuses. Same for Jim Harbaugh, even worse. So that's my take on that. So I'm going to wrap it up, guys. But I did want to announce my actual stream schedule. Tuesdays and Fridays at 5 p.m. Well, not 5 p.m., 10 p.m. I got it mixed up with the interviews. My bad. 10 p.m. And we'll talk about basketball and football and see how the championship games turn out. See what the actual playoffs are going to look like. All right, so let me look at the comments real quick. JCP, man, you're being active tonight. Keep it up. Do you see how bad the Michigan? Oh, I already read that. Pat Fitzgerald just lost his athletic director. He's going to jump. Garrett says he's talking to JCP. Fitz will only jump if offered the Chicago Bears. I didn't know that. JCP, Texas lost out on Urban. Now they're going to make amends with Herman. Are you sure about that? Because the last news I heard about the Urban thing is, number one, they're looking for real estate in Texas. And number two, Herman and Urban have history from Cincinnati. So what Texas could do is, and this could actually entice Urban Meyer to Texas. They could be like, look, we won't totally fire Tom Herman. What we'll do is we'll keep him as your offensive coordinator, and then you be the head coach. If they do that, guys, the Big 12's in trouble. I think Texas would definitely be back if that were to happen. It was Urban Meyer and Tom Herman at Cincinnati that got that ball rolling. So you get that combo, that duo back together in Texas, and it is very definitely possible. Man, freight train in the Big 12. Dander says, I want WVU at an elite level. That's going to take some time. We have to have patience. What West Virginia fans don't realize is what Dana Holgorsen did. He took West Virginia and he stopped us, and he tried to turn us into something that we weren't. West Virginia isn't an air raid, no defense type of team. We are what you saw this year. Great defense. Learn how to run the ball. Our quarterback situation will get better. West Virginia, mark my words, West Virginia will get elite under head coach Neal Brown. The issue that I have seen is other teams coming for him. Will we be able to keep him? That's my fear. I'm not scared of are we going to be good? Are we going to be great? We are. I'm scared of other teams coming to get him. JCP says, Urban turned Texas down officially. He's all back at. How many times have we heard that from everybody else? I'm telling you. You go by Twitter, you go by the breadcrumbs that are being dropped by him and his family, and it is very doable that he's going to Texas. All right, guys, so thanks for stopping by. Hey, go tell somebody about my YouTube channel, my live streams. I want to get as much conversation in as possible. I'm trying to build this brand and give you guys not only the best content, the best unbiased content, because one of the reasons that I made this channel is there's so many channels out there that are they're either SEC biased or they're anti-SEC biased. They're either Ohio State biased or anti, you want something that's right down the middle. And people see that I'm a West Virginia fan right off the bat, and they're like, this guy's an idiot, and they turn me off. But no, I'm not. I promise. I'm not an idiot. I'm just unbiased, and I'm going to call it right down the middle. So let's build the brand, invite some people. If this is your first time on the channel, thanks for stopping by. Go hit that subscribe button, hit the like button. Let's keep the machine rolling. I'm up past 700 subscribers, and most of that has come since August. I mean, it's really taken off. So, we get to 1,000 and we'll start being able to monetize, and I'll be able to start giving a lot of stuff away. And that's what I really want to do. I want to start being able to give away a lot of stuff because I just think that's a good interaction. And another thing that I'm going to do in the future, probably by the beginning of the year, I'm going to go to the post office and I'm going to get a P.O. box number. And what I want you guys to do is I want you guys to send brand new, unopened merchandise or gear that represents your team. What I'm going to do is whenever I get that, I'm not going to pre-open it. I'm going to open it, see it for the first time on my show. So, I'm going to do videos where I'm opening up the stuff that you send me. It has to be new and it has to be unopened, but I'm going to open it up. I'm going to rep your team, whether it's a hat, whether it's a shirt, wristband, whatever you want to send. I'm going to open it up and I'm going to rep your team. I don't care if it's Ohio State. Even I have Pitt subscribers. I'm telling you. I'm not biased towards anybody. As football goes, we hate Pitt. As a human being, we're all created equal. I'll open up Pitt gear. I'll open up whatever. So watch out for that. The P.O. box is coming. Send your gear, and I'll open it up, and you'll be like, hey, that is the thing that I sent. He is opening up the thing that I sent right now on his show. So it creates more family, more interaction. So I appreciate it. Go tell somebody. And if this is your first time, go hit the subscribe button. And I'll be back tomorrow with another live show. I appreciate y'all stopping by, and I'll see you next time.